when you are asked those portraits, did you ever get some, weirdo request that people are, sending the wrong body part, if you know what I mean? So not the face.
No, no. My audience is really good.
That's positive, because I hear a lot of especially women who are online, and they're artists, and they explore their creativity, and people are not very good at their imagination, so they think they will do something that is not what they are meant to do,
How people call them? Exhibitionistas.
Exhibitionistas, yes. Exhibitionistas, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
No. Online, just from people that I don't know, never happened. Some people that I was in touch, yes, it was one accident.
What kind of request was this person expecting?
So I can do. I have an idea that I can do the private session. Okay, if the people want me to draw them in the real time, like in some place, let's say it's photo studio, or because I don't really feel comfortable to go to their places like home to draw. So we can rent some place, and I can do some portraits. And I am okay, and I am free if the person would like to have some new genre. You understand? Make it okay, no problem. And one guy, he asked me to do it with his girlfriend. I said, okay, I'm okay with that. I can do some sketches, and it will be nice, private, sexual portraits. Like, I don't know. I think it's beautiful and nice. Why not? And I am okay. I can do it. But he decided that it's this conversation. It's about me, like a participant of this action. No, I said no. I prefer to stay an artist. I don't want to join you guys. And
what does he mean, like a participant? Like, I got lost in the middle. There's too much going on.
He sent me some pictures of his girlfriend, and then of himself a bit, not a bit. So you know what I mean. He sent me. Let's go things how they are. So he sent me a dick pic, like this is me, and there was. I was a bit confused, and so okay. No, okay, but it's not okay.
Yeah.
And then he said me, and when you finish your work, you can join us. And I said, no, guys, I'm not about this. So this was a conversation. So I had this idea to do some private work, but he went somewhere else. And I said, no.
So he was expecting you to paint them when they were having fun, and then you would join them at some point.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Crazy. People are crazy. But it's better than war.
Yeah, it's better than war. That's for sure. Yeah. If you have to pick between a weirdo asking you to paint them when they are having sex, and then join them at some point, then going to the war and fight, for sure, I would pick join at a threesome. I think there are much worse things than that.
Yeah.
No. At least there is a way back. Yeah. With the war, you never know. Yeah. But I wonder, like, how people can think that we are just not artists. Like, why would we do something sexual? And there's all these myths, I think coming from Picasso and the classical painters, that they were having relationships with the models. You think it's based on those stories that people hear, or it's just their weirdo fantasies?
Yeah, I think it's both ways. Stories and some fantasies, and they mix it.
And they mix it, and then they end up in those requests. And I think people spend a lot of time online, watching things that are not connected to reality. Like, I have a very bad opinion of porn in general. I think it's misleading. I think it doesn't tell what sex is, and will misinform you of what is a real connection. Of course, people end up doing some wild stuff when the door is closed on the bedroom, things that probably we wouldn't share with others. But what is seen on those pages, it's just outrageous. And I think it's very disrespectful to women in general, and it's messing up men's mind because mostly guys consuming. So I'm not, from a moral point of view, I'm not against porn, but I don't think it's doing any good for society, except for those who are making a fortune out of it. But for the consumer, I think it's just awful.
I agree.
So yeah, we should.
I am on the side of beauty. I like when everything is beautiful.
Yeah, and I think there is a big difference between what happens on a porn scene and when it's versus when it's led by beauty. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.